Alright guys, welcome to today's video. We are watching My Dad is a but sure, we'll watch it. It's probably ridiculous as fuck.
When I was about 8 years old, my sister and I discovered a hidden drawer full of women's clothes in my dad's closet. We played dress up with them.
He's a cross-dresser. Let's celebrate it. Yay! My dad's a cross-dresser.
Not realizing that they had once belonged to the now dead victims of my serial killer dad. My father wasn't physically
My dad wasn't physically abusive. He just beat the shit out of other people instead of us. Perfectly rational.
abusive or anything, but I always kinda knew something was off about him. I once tried to explain it to a school counselor, telling him that sometimes my dad would get so angry that he'd tell us, "You two drive me nuts. I need to blow off some steam or I'll end up doing something to you that I might regret." Then he'd run out of the house and disappear for a few days, only to come back calm and content. But this one time...
That's child abandonment. That's already a crime. What are you talking about? Already abandoned his young children for 2 days. Like, good God. Not a good dad.
Dad took me swimming at a lake, and I got tired, so I reached for a life float. And Dad just pushed it away from me. I would swim some more and started getting really tired, but Dad kept pushing the float away until I started crying out of exhaustion. The counselor said Dad was just teasing me, but today, I know that it was Dad's dark side. I saw it frequently.
It was Dad's dark side. It was so dark, cruel, without anything. Oh, there's a doghouse. Where he keeps his girlfriend.
Like when I came home late from a movie and my dog Princess had disappeared. I asked where she was, and Dad simply responded, "She wouldn't shut up, so I made her shut up." And where's
Okay, he's a serial killer.
she now? Gone. You won't see her again. I couldn't believe he had done that, and cried myself to sleep that night. The next morning, I found Princess's collar on my nightstand, and it was snapped in two. To this day, I don't want to think about what happened. I used to think he was...
Yeah, he's kind of a monster. Okay, never mind. This kind of has some validity, I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of a douchebag.
just mean. But one time he was driving me to school. He beeped at a bunch of college girls who were only like 21 years old. I was so disgusted when he rolled down the window and shouted, "Hey, cuties!" Afterward, he kept telling me for weeks how pretty that one girl was he'd seen. It was as if he could...
So he's a predator. He's not really a predator, they're 21, but still. A weirdo.
couldn't get her out of his mind. One part of me hated him, especially because he constantly made us move states. When I'd ask him why, he'd get angry and scream that kids weren't allowed to question their parents' decisions. One time he got drunk,
I question a lot of decisions.
though, and told me that we had to move away in secret because there were people searching for us. But don't get me wrong, I loved my dad over everything. He often asked me how my day in school was, and when I told him that one of my classmates had called me fat, he followed that boy on his way home from
He's also, okay, he's a badass dad, I'll give him that.
school, pulled him into a forest, and threatened him quite explicitly. I know that because the boy told his parents about it, who then called the police. But all that's harmless compared to my dad's little hobby. We lived near a lake
A little hobby of murder.
when I was around 13, and there was a bridge in the neighborhood which I hated. Dad started speeding every time we came close to it, as if he wanted to get over it as fast as he could. As if there was something
Yeah, you should have been wearing a seatbelt for that.
hiding under the bridge that he wanted to get away from. Well, one night my dad got really drunk again and asked me if I would leave him if I found out he was a serial killer. I responded, "I don't know, Dad. Maybe." "Well, I am one, and now you know."
Oh, fuck. Got it. He's a horrible serial killer.
"No, you were just drunk. Go to bed." What happened next was horrible. He told me in way too much detail how he had done it again and again, and I just listened.
What is he, fucking John Wayne Gacy?
In shock. Looking back, I can see that he was trying to recruit me as his helper. I think he wanted some strange father-daughter serial killer relationship, but I didn't get it. Instead, I went into full denial and screamed, "Shut up, Dad! Your stupid made-up stories aren't funny!" And then I
They aren't made up.
ran out of the room. That was a mistake, though. Had I informed the police about my dad's hobby, I could have saved the lives of a few women that went missing over the next few months. Like, one time it was all over the news that some college girl had gone missing. Normally, Dad would spend his Friday evening watching TV and drinking beers, but this night, he had locked himself into our shed. I was curious and waited all night for him to come out, and when he finally did, he was all dirty and covered in dirt.
Okay, so he
Had
could have
he
been
dug a
working.
hole
Does it?
in there and hit a body?
Okay, now yeah.
I guess I didn't want to know the truth.
Had he hit a body? Had he rubbed his nuts on my chin?
And told myself it was all a coincidence. But looking back, I realized that I was just scared. I was 14 and didn't know what would happen if my dad was put into prison. Would
Don't
I
you
be
have a
sent to
mom? Where's your mom?
an orphanage?
Does
And
bitch
how would
not
the
have a
other kids
mom?
treat me if they found
Does bitch not have a
out
mom?
about my dad's crimes? I was petrified, and Dad kept trying to recruit me. For my 16th birthday, he gifted me a driver's license. I thought it was an act of kindness, but then he made me drive to a small lodge in a forest. He loaded something into the trunk and came back to the front of the car and said, "If a police officer stops you, never forget to smile and tell him that you just got your license. Then they'll never search your trunk." Anyway,
Yeah, he's a killer.
just a couple months later, I came home from school and there were police officers in every room of the house. Oh, deep down, I instantly knew what was going on. But hearing out loud that my father was accused of murder still shook me to the bones.
My bones, even though he had me put a fucking truffle. Oh my god, you dumb bitch.
I felt like I was the guilty one. It was like I had taken those innocent lives. And even though I didn't go to prison, my life still went downhill. Especially school wasn't the same. No one would speak to me because of what my dad had done.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't either.
I think the parents of students forbid them to talk to me in case I was like my father, which was ridiculous, of course. By the way, I have visited my dad a few times in prison. It's weird, but he just asked me how my life was, and then we had a normal conversation. When I asked him why he did what he had done, he said, "Why not?" and changed the topic again. To be honest, to me, he still feels
He just feels like my dad, who, has a body count.
just like
But
my
not
dad.
sexually.
I was also seeing a therapist for a while, but I don't think I got any serious mental health issues. My only fear is that if I ever have a son, that he might inherit some serial killer gene from my
I don't think that's a thing. Is that a thing? Put in the comments if that's a thing.
dad and will turn out just like him. But that's out of my control anyway. Let me know if you blame me for some of the murders my dad committed.
No, we don't, but you're also a dumbass. Like and subscribe, guys. Bye!